You're listening to Feel Good Astrology with Louisa Tanner-Munson. To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.
Hey Virgo, welcome back. It's Louisa Tannermunson from Feel Good Astrology, and this is your 5-minute forecast for the month of March. Now, this is quite a big month for you because you've got the full moon on the 7th in the sign of Virgo, your own sign. And what usually happens when we have the full moon going through our own sign is that we have quite an emotional month ahead. You know, it feels like we're wearing our heart on our sleeves, and we get very stirred up about things. Now, as that is happening, you've got the sun going through your 7th house. And also Saturn is about to go into your 7th house as well on the 7th. This is all happening at the same time. And so you're feeling super sensitive, much more sensitive than usual. And at the same time, you are going through some shifts in terms of how you're relating to other people. So for instance, it feels like a time when you want to be connecting more to other people and when other people are more important to you. And yet at the same time, they're seeming a little bit sour, a little bit quiet, a little bit reserved, and they're almost being more sensitive and sensible about things than you are. And this is the tricky part because, you know, Virgo, you've built your reputation on being pretty sensible, on thinking things through, being very thoughtful, and maybe you're a little bit slower in terms of how quickly you initiate things. You know, you like to take your time a little bit more. And right now, it actually feels like the people around you are being a lot more like that, and it's kind of shifting how you think about yourself. So that's a little bit of it's almost like a sort of projection transference situation that's going on for you in this month ahead. Now, there's other things going on as well. I mean, right at the start, Mercury goes into the sign of Pisces, which is absolutely in this place of other people. So it does feel like you're wanting to reach out, and there's a lot more sociability going on. And then on the 16th, we've got Venus going into the sign of Taurus, which I think is actually a really nice little aspect for you because it's showing that when you do want to be affectionate with other people and meet up with people and share stuff, it feels like you're on a bit of an adventure. So this is the conundrum for you. You know, you're actually wanting to go on this adventure, and all the people that you would normally do that adventure with are just a little bit held back, and you're getting the frustration as if you're almost dealing with yourself. You know, you can actually appreciate how other people might have felt a little bit held back by some of your precautions in the past. Never mind. Anyway, from the 19th, when Mercury goes into the sign of Aries, and then later as the sun goes into the sign of Aries, and then we have the new moon going into the sign of Aries, we've got, and the new moon, that is the moon going into the sign of Aries. The new moon is taking place on the 21st. So it's like the 19th, 20th, and 21st. We've got this really kind of intense, this like really strong intensity for you, as it feels like other people's value systems are somehow, are they imposing on you? I'm not entirely sure, but it just feels like all of a sudden the focus is on not just other people in your life, but how they impact you, like how they might be judging you, how you might be judging them, how you share your resources together. So there's a whole, you know, if I was to sum this up in a nutshell, Virgo, I would say this is all about the relationship and the boundaries and the space that exists between you and others. And that's a lot to unpack. It really is. That's where all the good stuff is. Now, on the 23rd, we've got Pluto going into the sign of Aquarius. And that is going to be transforming the way you're working. I've actually done quite a few recordings in terms of Saturn going into the sign of Pisces, Pluto in the sign of Aquarius, but also this very strong acting healing event that's taking place in March. And if you actually have a look on my channel, you'll see that there's a longer forecast for you of about 10-11 minutes about all of those things just for Virgos, and then there's some longer ones about Saturn in Pisces the next 2 years, Jupiter and Chiron in a conjunction. And then finally, hopefully next week, I'll be recording some Pluto and Aquarius. So there's a lot of really key stuff going on right now. So you could be forgiven for saying, oh my goodness, when's it going to stop? Anyway, the last thing I want to share with you is just that Mars Mars is going into Cancer on the 25th, and that's marking the another sort of interesting twist in terms of sociability in other people, because it feels like you're starting to take action in the way you're collaborating with other people. So anyway, it's all them and us, you versus others for this month ahead. I hope that was useful. If I can be of any further help, then please do just give me a shout. Anyway, that's all for me from now, and see you next month. Ciao.
To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.